Hello friends, I hope you're all well. Please forgive the sound. I'm still working on the sound quality of the videos, but I also have the additional extra today of having somebody having a tree chopped down. But as I had already decided to start with this, I'm going to continue on. So if you have any issues, do let me know and I'll see what I can do to help. Please remember, when you practice, if your body doesn't want to do something, don't do it. And if you need to use a prop, a block, strap, towel, or even a blanket, please use it. The postures that I'm going to work with today are mainly going to be seated. There will be no standing poses. So to begin with, we're going to start in a pose called Sukhasana, the easy pose. It also involves a twist. Now, as you recall, when you practice twists, the twists begin at the base of the spine and work upwards. The last thing to turn is your head. So, as your torso turns, please keep the head in line with the center of the chest until the torso won't comfortably turn anymore. And even then, when you do turn your head, only turn your head so much that the eye, the corner of the eye, sees the corner of the shoulder. Please don't try and wrap your head around. So, please sit cross-legged with the right leg in front to begin with. Try to have it so that your feet line up generally underneath your knees. If they don't, that's fine, and please don't force it. The other thing I would like to remind you of is take your hand and just put your hand on the lower back, the lower part of the back. Do you find that it's rounding? If it's rounding, please take a block or a towel, fold the towel up to an appropriate thickness, or you could even use a small book and just lift your hips up and sit on the book. That way, your book will have a natural, your back will have a natural curve in it, which is what it is supposed to have. If your back is rounded, you're going to put a lot of stress on the lower part of your lumbar spine. So please don't do that. So, to begin with, the feet are pressing gently into the floor on the sides of the feet. Take your hands, put your hands on your knees and gently pull your chest forwards just a little bit. Lengthen your spine upwards. Relax the back of the head so that you're looking a little bit towards the floor, so you can feel the back of the neck lengthening a little bit and the back part of the neck relaxing. Try and keep the neck relaxed throughout the practice, regardless of what practice you are doing. Of course, there is always going to be some exception, but by and large, the neck should be relaxed and the neck should generally be comfortably lengthened. Relax the face, relax the skin at the crown of the head. Now, on an exhalation, I would like you to start to turn towards the right. Take the left hand and put the left hand on the right knee or the right thigh, keeping the chin in line with the sternum. Take the right hand and put the right hand somewhere beside you or behind you, pressing gently into the floor. If you're seated on a block, you may want to have the hand on something so that the hand feels at a comfortable height. Only turn while you're exhaling. Then when the torso won't comfortably turn anymore, allow the head to turn till you see the corner of the right shoulder with the corner of the right eye. Bring the right hand around behind you and place the right hand on the left hip or thigh. If that won't work for you, simply keep the hand on the floor. Don't tuck your thumb into the back part of your trousers. Don't hold on to your shirt. The hand is on the floor or it's on the hip or the thigh. Allow the spine to comfortably relax. Your torso is generally straight up and down. The back of the neck is soft. The face feels soft. never overstay the welcome of a pose. So when your body decides that it's time for you to come out of the pose, come out of the pose. This is your practice after all. And then undo the bind, return to the front. Come out slowly, don't be in a hurry. Put your hands back on your knees and let the torso comfortably lengthen. Allow the body to make any subtle adjustments it wants to. Then just lean back if you like. If you're on a block, you may need to be a little more careful, and just exchange the position of the feet. So the other leg is now in front. Ideally, you start out with the right, but if you started out with the left, that's perfectly fine. Again, press the sides of the feet into the mat a little bit. Put the hands on the knees and gently pull your torso forwards a little bit. Allow the hips to relax. Relax the hands, relax the shoulders, extend the spine comfortably. When you're ready to, start exhaling and move the right hand to the left knee or the left thigh and put the left hand somewhere close beside you at a comfortable distance. Again, only you know what that is for you. Take as many breaths as you want to. There's no need to hurry. And then finally, when your torso doesn't really want to turn anymore, turn the head a little bit so you see the corner of the shoulder with the corner of the eye. Or if that doesn't work for you, just have your head turned a little bit. You don't have to see the shoulder. But what I want to emphasize is that you're not trying to put your chin over the shoulder. Your head is just turning comfortably. The neck is just turning comfortably. Whatever that is for you, it doesn't matter what the person next to you may be doing or what you may be doing in class later on. Always listen to your body. Your body is a great teacher. If you feel like it, bring the left hand around behind you, put it on the right thigh or on the floor. Now, if you have scoliosis, as I do, you'll find that one side is going to be tighter than the other side because of the curve in the spine. So allow for that. Expect to be asymmetrical. Almost everybody is asymmetrical in some way or another. Keep the spine comfortably lengthening. Now undo the bind, return to the front. Put the hands on the knees, gently extend your spine. Pause for a moment and then relax. One thing I would like to remind you is that when you practice, please don't take your body to the extreme. If you want to, go to the edge, look at the edge so you can see the edge, you know the edge is there, but back up a little bit from the edge. Don't go to the edge of your practice. If you do, you're going to pull a muscle. And then when you practice next time, you're going to be stiff, you're going to be sore. So please listen to your body. Now, extend the legs out in front of you. We're going to do one of my least favorite poses. It's called Dandasana, the seated staff pose. For men, this is often a very difficult pose to do because hamstrings tend to be really tight and lower back tends to be really tight. Not that women don't have that issue as well, but men really do. So, your feet are pointing back towards you. They're dorsiflexing back towards you. Or it's just that you need to feel that it's doing it. It doesn't need to look like it's doing it. You just need to feel it in your calf muscles. Take the hands, put the hands beside you at a comfortable distance. Now, again, be mindful of your lower back. Does your lower back feel tight right now? If it does, take a towel, fold the towel up, and just sit on the towel. The towel will give you a little extra height, and it will allow the hamstrings to relax. Place the hands beside you. You can have them in your lap if you prefer. Lift the clavicles, the collarbones, drop the spinous scapula, the top part of the shoulders. Externally rotate the deltoid muscles a little bit. Your chest is opening up. The shoulder blades on the back are just pressing slightly into the back. You're not trying to force them in, it's just slight pressure from the shoulder blades into the back. Extend the spine, extend the legs. With your heels, I would like you to feel like you are trying to pull your heels apart, but you're not actually moving them. The feet are just in action, actively inactive. You can feel that your legs are trying to pull apart, but then you're not using so much energy that you're actually moving them. So that you can feel the muscles in the sides just gently being activated. Lengthen the spine. Be very mindful of your lower back. If you find that your back is still tight, please bend your knees a little bit. Notice, even if your back is not tight right now, just bend your knees and notice how that releases the pressure from the lower back. If you need to bend the knees a little bit, please bend the knees. This is all about listening to your body. And relax. We're now going to practice Baddha Konasana, the bound angle pose. Again, extend the legs out in front of you. Put the hands behind the knees and just draw the feet back towards you. The reason why I like to draw the legs back like that is that there is a lot less, you will have a lot less tendency to try and overstretch the muscles in the groin. Take the thumbs and massage the insides of the feet. And as you do this, lengthen your spine gently and look down towards the ground a little bit. Be mindful of your breath. Oxygen will allow your muscles to relax. Don't hyperventilate, but do keep breathing. Now, take the elbows and move the elbows into the creases of the thighs. Don't touch the thighs, don't touch the flesh, just have your elbows hovering above the legs. And then with that, there's a little bit of flex there. With that flex, just gently press the legs into the elbows. Do that for about 10 seconds, 10 elephants. And then relax. Move the elbows back in. You want to avoid pressing the elbows down on the legs while the legs are relaxing. That's why I'd like you to draw the elbows in towards the sides. Extend the spine, lift the clavicles, drop the spinous scapula. Lifting the collarbones up. It's very important. Dropping the top part of the shoulders back down gently is important, but don't force them down. Don't force your collarbones up. I'd like you to feel like your back is broadening out gently from the shoulder blades, just broadening a little bit outwards. So you feel like your rib cage is expanding very slightly outwards. Now move the elbows back. Let the elbows hover a little bit above the creases in the legs, and then just press the legs gently again against the elbows. We'll do this 3 times in total. Keep the spine very comfortably extending. Relax the face. And relax, draw the elbows back. Please don't worry about how close your legs are to the ground. I usually wait about 15 elephants before doing each round. And one more time. Let the elbows hover, then draw the legs up, press them into the elbows. So the legs are doing the pressing, the elbows are just fixed. You're not pressing down with the elbows at all. And relax. Now to bring the legs together, don't just simply bring them up like that. Take the hands and bring the hands behind you and use the strength in the arms to bring the legs up, because you don't want to pull muscles in your groin. Extend the legs out. Shake them out. The next pose that we're going to do is Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now, if you have a couple of blocks, or you have a book or something, a large book or something that you could rest your heels on, I would like you to use it. I have got 2 really nice bamboo blocks here that I bought, and they're really great to have. They're a nice height, they're thick, they're not terribly heavy, but they're sturdy. You could also use there are blocks that are made out of cork that are also rather good. So just put them down where your heels are going to be, or where you imagine your heels would be. And of course you can adjust them as you need to, and come up on all 4s. To begin with, we're going to do Marichiasan Bittal Asan. That's cat and cow, just for a moment or 2. So inhale, have your knees at a comfortable spread between your legs. Inhale, drop the tummy. Allow the head to rise. Exhale, arch the back. Breathe out. And now bring yourself back to a flat back. Extend the hands out in front of you a little bit. Come up. Move your feet back so the heels rest on the blocks. Or, if your heels come to the mat, let the heels come to the mat. Look at your hands. The creases on the wrists are facing forwards. The eyes of the elbows are turning out a little bit towards the front. Just a very slight rotation. Lengthen the spine, lift the clavicles, lift the collarbones, drop the shoulder blades down your back towards the hips. Bend the right knee so you feel opening in the left hip. Breathe. Keep the spine comfortably lengthening. If you have to keep your straightened leg bent a little bit, bend it. Remember, listen to your body. Now, straighten the right leg, bend the left leg. Feel the lengthening on the hip on the right side. Now bend both knees and then slowly straighten the legs. Straighten them as much as you want to. If you find that your lower back feels like it's rounding, bend the knees. That will help you to take the pressure off of the lumbar spine. It'll be a lot easier on your back and better for your back. Remember, the back is the most vulnerable bit in this pose. So if you need to have the knees bent, bend the knees. There's no penalty for it. If you force the legs straight and your back doesn't want it, you will pay for it later. And again, with any pose like this, any inversion like this, when it's time to come out of the pose, please come out of the pose. Don't overstay the welcome of any pose. Keep the arms active. It's as if you're pushing the mat away with the hands. Press the thumb and forefinger into the mat nicely. Press the big toes down. Lift the arches up in the feet. Make any subtle adjustments your body suggests. If you're just beginning the practice, you may find that your body isn't really telling you very much. But it is. You just need to listen a little bit. It will come. Now, come down gently onto your knees if you haven't already. Now we're going to do Balasana, the repose of the child. When you practice this pose, please have your head rest on something, either on the mat, on a block, on your hands, but don't have the head floating in the air. The knees can be together or apart. It doesn't matter. But what matters is that the head is not floating in the air. You do not want to pull your lower lumbar. So when you're ready to, bring the head down. If your head comes to the mat and you want to, take your hands, hold on to the feet for a moment or two, and you'll notice that it'll open up the shoulders a little bit. Only hold it for about 10 seconds or so. Then relax the hands. Now, draw the hands beside the knees and use the strength in your arms to bring you up. Don't just use your back. Press down with the hands, bring yourself up. And remember, please, if there are any poses that you don't want to do, don't do them. Don't do them. Listen to your body. Later on, you may find that it's perfectly fine to do them, but your body may be saying, I don't feel like doing that today. And if that's the case, don't do it. It's not worth it. The next pose that we're going to do is called Gomukh Asana, cow face. Or as a friend of mine likes to say, cows go moo. That's how she remembered it. Now, there are a number of ways that you can approach this. You can lift the left knee, thread the right heel to the left hip. If you're feeling particularly stiff, you can take a block and you can sit on the block. That'll give you height. That will allow your lower lumbar to feel comfortable, which is really important. You don't want that to be overstressed. Then you could either keep the legs straight out, depending on how you're feeling, or you could draw the left leg back so that it's over the right leg. You generally want to have the knees lined up, but within reason. That is one way that you can begin the pose. Another way is to sit on the heel of the right leg. So the heel is on the perineum. Draw the left leg back, like so. You could also sit cross-legged if you wanted to, and just simply work with the arms. It's a good beginning if you want to do that way. Again, remember which leg is in front, so that when we do the other side, you can switch. So, for the arm bit, take the left hand, stick it out to the side, turn the thumb so the thumb is facing downwards. Bring the left hand behind you and press the back of the hand into the back. So the back of the hand is pressing right into the back. Make sure that the shoulder feels nice. If the shoulder feels nice, drop the arm down, but keep the hand pressed into the back. With the right hand, bring the right hand up, the thumb pointing up, directly upwards and back and over, and hold on to the hands with the other hand. Now, if right now your hands do not want to meet, take a strap or a string or something and just put that behind you and hold on to the strap with the lower hand and just hold on to the strap with the upper hand, keeping the upper hand near the ear, not sticking out towards the side, but straight up in the air, or whatever angle the arm needs to be at for you to be in a comfortable pose. Remember, if you're not comfortable in the pose isn't going to really work for you. So it doesn't matter how high your arm is. What matters is you listening to your body, and if your body says that's too tight, then that's not good for you. You need to relax. You need to be able to relax in the pose. Now lift the clavicles, the collarbones, drop the top part of the shoulders down the back, tuck the chin slightly, listen to your body, and then relax. Undo the bind. When you come out of poses like this, come out of them slowly. Don't be in a hurry. Extend the legs out. Draw the left leg back. Thread the left leg under or beside the hip. Remember, if you wanted to, you could keep the right leg extended out. You may be tighter on this side than you were on the other. Remember, that's not at all uncommon for people to be tighter on one side than they are on the other. If you want to, take your finger and thumb, or your thumb and hand, and just pull the muscle, the calf muscle, out from behind the knee a little bit, creating a little bit of a gap. Lift the clavicles, drop the spine of scapula, tuck the two floating ribs. Stick the right arm out, thumb up. Turn the right thumb down. Bring the hand behind you, pressing the arm into the back. The hand into the back. Allow your spine to adjust. Take the left arm up, bring the thumb up overhead, the arm over. Hold on to the fingers or the hand, or use the strap. Remember, if you need to use a prop in a pose, that's part of the pose for you. It is not a cheat. Please listen to your body. What's happening with your neck? Does your neck feel tight? Try tilting your head down towards the floor a little bit. Relax the shoulders comfortably. Only stay in the pose so long as it's comfortable. You may find that on one side you needed a strap and on the other side you don't. Now undo the bind gently. Put the hands beside you. Pause for a moment. Undo the bind. Extend the legs out. Shake them out. Dandasana one more time. Remove the junk from the trunk. Sit on your sit bones. The heels are in the floor. You're trying to pull them apart, but they're not moving. The hands are beside you. Remember, if you want to sit on a towel or on a block, please do that. and relax. We're now going to practice shavasana, the corpse pose. As you practice, please move things out of your way. Don't have a lot of clutter around you while you practice shavasana, because you'll become aware of it and it all gets in the way mentally. Please have something for your head to rest on. Either a block, even a book, or a small pillow, something that's a little firm, or a towel, fold up a towel. But what I want is that when you lay down, the occipital ridge, the bump on the back of the head, is resting on the block or whatever it is, and that nothing is really touching your neck. You could have something touching the neck slightly, but by and large, I don't want you to have the back of the neck pressing into anything. And I really rather you didn't just have your head on the floor, because if you have your head on the floor, especially if you have a long shavasana, which we won't in this particular class, your head will start scooting backwards, and so the chin will start sticking up into the air, and you'll start restricting the blood flow to the brain, and your neck will start cramping up. So please don't do that. So just lay down. Make sure your hips feel free. Let the feet fall apart. Take the block. Put it in place. If you're wearing glasses, you may want to remove the glasses to avoid the pressure on the bridge of the nose. Adjust your torso. Adjust the shoulders. Have the palms facing upwards, or if there's a particular direction the hands want to be in, please let them be in that position. Don't force yourself into a particular position. Take a look at your body. The torso is going straight out. You're not going slightly to the left or slightly to the right. If you do have hip issues and that's the way that your body goes, then that is what you should do. But otherwise, try and have the legs going directly out from the body. Let your mind go around your body, find any tight spots, and ask those spots to relax. Relax the face. Relax the eyes. Relax the skin at the crown of the head. Relax the tongue. Try and keep the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Relax the soft and hard palate in the mouth. Be mindful of your breath as it goes in and as it goes out. Please do not try and have the breath do anything in particular. Just watch the breath. Watch the breath going in, watch the breath going out. And now, when you're ready to, just draw the knees up, roll over onto your right hand side, push down with the left hand, use the elbow to come up, bring yourself up. If you had to come up on the other side, that's perfectly fine. Listen to what your body wants on the day. Thank you for coming to the practice. If you have any requests for any particular type of poses, please do let me know. Stay well, and I'll chat with you later. Thank you.